The 21st day of devotion to St. Michael and the Angels. St. Michael's loyalty to God. The very name Michael urges us to honour this glorious spirit. It is a cry of enthusiasm and fidelity, for it signifies who is like unto God. Satan trembles at hearing this name, for it reminds him of the noble protest wherewith the bright archangel answered the call of the rebel angels. Michael proved his strength and prowess when he fought the great battle in heaven. From that hour he has been known as Michael, the captain of the armies of God, first prince of the holy city, to whom the other angels yield ready obedience. They most willingly and gratefully recognize his supremacy, for after God they owe to him their perseverance in grace and their eternal happiness. With loving submission they receive from him their various offices. They are attentive to his slightest wish, because they recognize in his commands and regulations the will of God, their sovereign Lord and King. Thus does God honour and reward in heaven him whose zeal saved the greater portion of the heavenly court from destruction. Next we hear his praise from no less an authority than his brother angel Saint Gabriel, who speaking to the prophet Daniel says, Michael, who is your prince, and Michael, who is one of the first among princes, let us look upon this blessed Prince of heaven with holy joy, for he deserves our highest veneration. As Saint Gabriel, God's ambassador, was the first to adore the precious blood in the incarnate Word upon earth, so was Saint Michael its first adorer in heaven. Saint Michael humbly submitted to the trial given the angels and manifested his allegiance to his divine master. By an act of profound adoration and fidelity, his fearlessness and fortitude aroused the courage of the faithful angels, who rallied to his standard, repeating with one accord his noble cry, Who is like unto God? St. Michael and his faithful followers won a glorious victory. A like triumph will St. Michael win in behalf of all those who place their confidence in him. More than ever in this present age do we need his assistance. Open and secret revolt against God and his church, the spirit of criticism, unbelief, and immorality are rampant. The haughty and insolent boast of Lucifer, I will be like the Most High, is re-echoed today throughout the world. Puffed up with their discoveries and their progress in material science, men are loudly proclaiming their self-sufficiency and denying the existence of a supreme being. Governments and secret societies plotting against God and striving to blot out from homes and schools, from offices and factories, all traces of Christianity, show plainly under whose standard they are assembled. Never before in the history of the world were the rights of God so blasphemously mocked and denied, or the rights of men so arrogantly asserted as they are today. As a remedy against these frightful evils, we are urged to invoke the aid of that glorious Prince of Heaven, who rendered all glory to God by conquering Lucifer and casting him into the abyss. In our times, writes Cardinal Mermelot, when the very foundation of society is shaken in consequence of having denied the rights of God, we must revive the veneration of St. Michael, and with him raise the victorious cry, Who is like unto God? 3 centuries ago, St. Francis de Sales wrote, Veneration of St. Michael is the greatest remedy against despising the rights of God, against insubordination, skepticism, and infidelity, vices which are perhaps more prevalent now than in any previous period of history. Let us then with confident trust invoke the aid and the protection of this mighty archangel, whose shield bears the inscription, Who is like unto God? O holy archangel, may we be ever faithful to God, as thou wast. Pray to him that we too may love him, our common Lord and Master. Then shall we be invincible. Be our shield and armour, that at all times and in all places we may always defend the honour of the Most High.